Is it real or is it reflection? Is it shadow or actual? Self, other, inward, outward, conscious, unconscious. Freud said that the unconscious grew out of the conscious. Jung says the opposite. The unconscious is first. Think of children. The conscious grows out of that. It seems as we go through life, we learn to mask our unconscious, fearing its unknown, out of control nature. Jung pictures consciousness as a tiny area on the tip of the pyramid of the unconscious. The unconscious has a numinous quality that sometimes arouses fear. Beyond the boundaries of consciousness lies the personal unconscious, filled with memories of images and behaviors we have acquired during our lifetime. Persona, anima, who are we? The persona is the face that we present to the world. The anima is the unconscious mind which transcends the personal psyche. This anima often appears in dreams. We all need an identity. If we don't discover our unique identity, we use a collective one. A mother, a teacher, a businessman, an artist. There are powers slumbering in the unconscious psyche, but fear of this unknown impedes self-knowledge. The self is our inborn personality. It takes a lifetime to grow into. We are born with a large portion of our personality already in place, ready to express itself. We like to do things we're good at and try to avoid things we don't do well. Do we ask our inner self how it feels about the things that we do on the outside world? Individuation is Jung's word for inner healing and growth, which leads to the discovery of the self, a state of wholeness and transcendence. Jung said, "The aims of the second half of life are different from those of the first. We spend the first half trying to make our way in the world. The second half involves turning away from the world to find our deeper selves." If we haven't figured out the outer world, we are not as free to explore the inner world. Jung felt that the qualities we have denied don't go away. They are stored in the unconscious, where they become personified as the shadow, the repressed aspects of oneself, both good and bad. The shadow personifies all those personal traits which have been ignored or denied. Qualities repressed have more power over us than qualities recognized. The shadow is composed for the most part of repressed desires and uncivilized impulses, morally inferior motives, childish fantasies and resentments, all those things about oneself one is not proud of. But it can also contain unfulfilled desires or aspirations and dreams which we feel incapable of fulfilling or unworthy of claiming. In our shadows, we can explore our instincts, insights, and creative impulses. But how do we figure out this shadow thing? How do we go about it? There are no guidelines, no techniques. We must walk into the unknown. As Goethe advises, whatever you can do or dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it.
I'm going to sail far out.
Begin to think about yourself. Observe yourself, your moods, your fantasies.
I'm going to drift
Experiment.
where no one else has
Think.
gone.
Listen. Try on a thought. Then untry. It is a long process of negotiation with the self. This process of coming to terms with the other in us is well worthwhile, because in this way we get to know aspects of our nature which we would not allow anybody else to show us, and which we ourselves would never have admitted.
The birds will swim above my head and the fish
Have you
will
experienced
fly
times when you have
beneath
tried to look at yourself, question yourself, look at your shadow, who you are? You are stopped in your tracks. What you thought was true may not be true. You are at a standstill of questioning. Everything becomes doubtful.
And mighty lizards come to me and tell of green oasis where I can drink and see what they can see.
But of course, remember, the shadow is not only the dark underside of the personality, it also consists of instincts, abilities, and positive moral qualities that have long been buried or never been conscious. Maybe we feel unworthy or unable to inhabit our whole self. We often meet our shadow in dreams. Dreams are a path to the unconscious, a glimpse at that vast lower pyramid of undiscovered self. However phantasmagorical the nocturnal trip, we are left with recognizable feeling of happiness, sadness, fear, lust, hunger, exultation, awe. Dreams center on emotional, not physical accuracy. There is a great richness in becoming more aware of our dreaming. We all like to think of ourselves as totally conscious. We don't understand why strange things creep into our lives in nightmares and frighten us. Nightmares and strange, forbidding things can be our allies. Nightmares are unwelcome visitors that bring us dark news. They reveal what we don't want to see. They are messages from both the underworld of darkness and the world of light and divinity. We might consciously deny the darkness of our souls, our thoughts and impulses, but there is no amnesia in the unconscious. But how can that help? Dreams reveal the shadow when one is inflated. Dreams reveal goodness when one is deflated. We are all helmspersons in our life journeys. We receive the signals from our conscious world and from the sea of our unconscious. Each of us steers as best we can through calm seas, storms, fog, winds, the doldrums, and the unknown. Welcome your dreams no matter what they are. Listen to them and write them down. Honor and appreciate your innate creative power that can conjure up such remarkable works of genius. We are self, we are other, we are actual. We find ourselves in shadow.
I'm going to sail far out into the sea. I'm going to drift where no one else has gone. The birds will swim above my head, and the fish will fly beneath me, and I shall float and sing a liquid song. I'm going to climb way up into the snows. I'll be above where any tree can grow. The air will bring a boiling song and try to steal the day, and I will hear the wail upon the wind, and I will hear the wail upon the wind, and I will hear the wail upon the wind. I'm going to walk upon the desert sands, to white expanses as of yet unknown, and mighty lizards come to me and tell of green oasis where I can feel and drink what they can see. I'm going to sail far out into the sea. I'm going to drift where no one else has gone. The birds will swim above my head, and the fish will fly beneath me, and I shall float and sing a liquid song. The air will sing a siren song and try to steal the day, and I will hear the wail upon the wind, and mighty lizards come to me and tell of green oasis where I can drink and see what they can see.
Bye-bye, Somagwaza.